Hello and welcome to No Expectations Video Store, another very special Cutting the Cult episode. I'm Ben.
And I'm James.
And today we are talking about 1981's The Burning, deemed by some to be a cult classic and to others a forgettable piece of crap.
Yeah, and this is written by, I got the movie right here, by the way, Peter Lawrence and Bob Weinstein.
Ooh.
And directed by Tony Maylim.
Oh.
I think this was actually, if I believe correctly, this was Bob Weinstein's first movie that he wrote. I think he only wrote two things.
Any relation to Harvey?
Yes. This is Harvey and Bob Weinstein. Yes.
Man, whatever happened to those guys?
This was their, they were on the height of all the slasher movies with Michael Myers and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all those.
Yeah.
So they decided they wanted to do their own version of their movie, and they did The Burning.
And somehow still not as scary as the story of Harvey Weinstein. Fun fact. But yeah, this was a weird time for movies because, like, I mean, it was a cool time for movies. Early 80s were phenomenal for movies, but it was a time when slashers were kind of a dime a dozen. It's like Michael really came out and started it all, I think. I think Michael Myers was like the OG.
Did it.
I mean, some people would say, you know, Leatherface also, but I'd have to look at the years. Wasn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I think Texas was first, and
then Michael.
Michael.
But I think for the overall vibe of slashers and actually, like, you know, stalking people and stuff, I got to give it to Michael as the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Michael Myers. And then you had Friday the 13th. And even then, it took a couple movies for Jason to become, you know, hockey mask Jason. And you had a whole bunch of weird ones like this, like, you know, Sleepaway Camp and The Burning. And what was that other one we watched? House on Sorority Row.
Mad Men as well.
Just a whole bunch of movies like that. And then, of course, you had the more creative ones, the more inventive ones, like A Nightmare on Elm Street, which did a whole different, like, amazing take on the slasher, you know, with like the supernatural twist, you know.
And then in the modern ones, well, 90s Scream.
Of course.
Scream and beyond now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Michael really and truly kicked it off, Michael Myers. And
Jackson.
Mike Myers, groovy, baby. Groovy. Oh, behave.
Oh, groovy, baby.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Fat bastard. Man, we need to...
In my belly.
Get in my belly!
We need to review the Austin Powers movies. I think that would be a blast.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, so anyway, then you get movies like The Burning. And this is one I'd never heard of, but what intrigued me about it was you telling me about it, young Jason Alexander.
Yeah, youngest. That's the only one of the reasons why I got this film too.
Yeah.
I was actually looking, I mean, for movies to watch for the channel.
For sure.
And then I looked at like cult classics, and I was like, okay, and I've been in like a slasher kick. And when I got this too, and I was like, all right, I gotta watch this Burning. Everyone keeps talking like how fantastic this movie is.
It's fantastic. Well, not the movie.
Yeah,
I just felt like
I
just felt like doing an Arnold impression.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Put the scissors down.
Yeah, but it's not a fantastic movie.
No, it was a piece of shit.
Yeah, which is, I mean, people are gonna probably like bag on us for this.
Yeah, anybody who likes this movie, that's cool. That's your choice. But I personally thought it was garbage.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's.
Well, here's what we'll do. You kick us off and tell me at first what you liked about it.
Well, I guess Kim. What was the main like guy, like the killer? What was his name? The character.
Chris Walken.
Crosby. So Crosby, I guess apparently this
Bill Cosby.
that too, man. Same guy.
The Crosby Maniac.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and
Jello Theo.
that's good. That's pretty good.
A lot of practice with that.
Keep my drink away from you.
No, so
that was a little too good.
no, I guess this is based
Starburst.
Starburst?
based on a urban legend in what was it, Staten Island.
You're making it up?
No, this is based on an urban legend. This is where Bob Weinstein got the idea from an urban legend. They would tell the parents would tell the kids that there was a killer out and about, so make sure you come home early.
Yeah,
or he's gonna get you. And
Harvey Weinstein's gonna get you.
Basically, honestly. The whole actually like story, and then they got it based off of some other guy too. I don't know what his name was. It was like something weird, Robert something. I don't know. He was actually like crazy guy who actually killed 2 people, I believe.
Robert Wiener,
and he did hunt like kids as well.
Okay.
But no, it was a urban legend. Bob Weinstein wrote it. I guess it was actually supposed to be written before Friday the 13th, but it took a while to actually come out.
Interesting.
That could, I don't know, fact check me on that one. I think that's what someone said.
Don't check it.
I don't know. But okay, initial thoughts. Let's just.
Oh, so right off the bat, I was stoked because of young Jason Alexander. Like, I'm a huge, obviously we're all huge Seinfeld fans. And it was just like a treat to see young, Jason with hair, like right out of, I would guess he was like probably like college age, like
he was young.
Pretty young guy. Cause when he got into Seinfeld, he was, I think 30 or 31 and that was 89. So yeah, he would have been a young buck, but, it was cool. I mean, his character was terrible, but nothing against Jason Alexander himself. Just the lines he had and stuff were just not very good.
He had a good amount of screen time in this.
Oh, he had a great amount of screen time, but I think he didn't have a lot to work with the character,
I mean, there was a few known people in here. I think Holly Hunter was in here briefly as well.
Okay.
Jason Alexander, someone else too. I don't know. There's some known faces that actually became big in this
also
movie.
the dude, the guy who was kind of like the quote unquote pervert that they were like pushing around a little bit.
Alfred character.
Yeah, I recognize him. Like I recognize him as like
he's a character actor.
Yeah, and he was
I forget what he's in, but he's a character actor.
But he was in a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh, I know that guy. I know that dude. But yeah, first thoughts, bored out of my mind for the first, how long is this movie? Like an hour and 35, something like that? I would say the first hour, I was like, get on with it. I'm like, get on with it.
Okay, so
kind of like The Howling, but yeah.
I like the intro. I like how they're telling a story, and then like how he became this psychopath.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't make sense to me.
I felt sorry for him.
I know. I guess he was supposed to be some like creep though. Like
they didn't establish that.
It didn't feel.
Seemed that they just like, oh, here's some older guy at the camp. Let's with him.
Yeah.
Pardon my French. Sorry, beep. And they just like literally like burn him alive, and the poor guy's like in a burn unit for years, and they're like ripping on him, making fun of a burn victim, and then he comes back wanting to kill with a lust for blood, and I'm just like, this guy's the victim. This guy's the victim, man.
The weird part though was like, okay, his first kill was a prostitute, right?
Didn't even make sense.
It didn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. It didn't make sense. I'm like, okay, what does this have to do with anything? And then he goes back into the camp.
Yeah.
And it's
not even the right kids.
There was a lot of red herrings in this because it took like 45 minutes, I believe.
Now for the folks at home, explain a red herring.
A distraction, making you assume there's something gonna happen, but it doesn't.
Now for the folks at home, explain a prostitute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, it took 45 minutes to get like him actually killing people after that. A lot of it was just like, hey, the camera shows like someone sneaking up and you're assuming it's him. Nope, their camp counselor doing a prank or something, or sneaking up on a friend. This movie was literally a slow burn, like the burning. It was a slow burn.
So I would say it didn't start getting really watchable. And like I said, I didn't hate it in the beginning. It did draw my attention, and I wasn't like crapping on it the whole time. But there was a point where I was like, after about the 35-minute mark, I'm like, okay, let's get on with it. This is taking a while. And kind of like The Howling, but at least it was shorter than The Howling. But sorry, guys, we didn't like The Howling. But the last 35 minutes were watchable of this when actually the murders started happening. There were a few good gory kills in there, but even then it wasn't enough to save this movie for me. Like, the last part was decent. The third act was decent, but it doesn't come close to like a Halloween or a Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I would say like, okay, so the first kill, or I should say kills, he literally, I guess that was their way to make up for everything. Let's just kill all of them in one go.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, okay, we didn't kill anyone for 45 minutes, so let's just kill a whole bunch of them.
The scene where they're in the kayak or the canoe, and then they're going up, and he like comes out and starts killing them. Like, spoiler alert. That was like the first part where I actually like engaged and was like, okay, this should have been within the first like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, the Tom Savini helped with this, by the way, too.
Okay.
So I said this in the last video, horror icon.
Love Tom Savini.
Master special effects.
Big fan.
He originally was signed on to do Friday the 13th Part 2, and he decided to do this instead.
Oh. Big mistake.
Possibly. I mean, well, people like this movie. A lot of people like this movie, just not us.
Yeah. I wonder what they're smoking.
I will say the special effects in here were good, besides one part where, cutting the fingers and everything was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
stabbing
cool.
through the neck and stuff. But
some
there was one with
pretty
the stabbing
brutal.
through when he's like laying down on the boat and everything. You can totally tell it's like a prop dummy and the guy's
Yeah.
head's like
Yeah.
weird outed like there, and like they stab it. That was the most silliness thing.
Yeah.
I do know Tom Savini also wasn't very happy with the outcome of the look of what's his face? I already forgot his name. That's how forgettable this movie is.
The guy with the scissors.
The Crosby.
The garden shears.
Cropsy Mania.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and boring.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, this movie, like I said, there were a few cool kills. I'll give it that. If I have to like give it any praise, there were a few cool kills, a few suspenseful moments, but rest of it was pretty much just a throwaway early 80s wannabe slasher film that takes place at a camp with oversexed teenagers and counselors. And it's just like, it's so cliche. And once in a while, you know, like I can enjoy a good camp horror movie once in a while if it's done right. But this one just felt like it was just trying to cash in on like the trend that was going on at that time. And it was kind of obvious. And you're just kind of like, how hard is it to just throw in a few more kills and make it a little more suspenseful, you know? So this one was pretty weak in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean... I got the 4K special.
The cases always look cool.
And it does look case. The case looks cool. Why I got it, man? I mean, look at this. But I will say, yeah, watching it, it looked really nice.
Oh yeah, nice.
It looked really nice.
Yeah.
But the movie was not as nice as the case.
One thing I noticed doing Cutting the Cult is I'm a horror fan, James is a horror fan, but I'm very, 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 very picky, like insanely picky. And the more I watch these, it's like, yeah, I do have an appreciation for B-movie slashers, but like you start to realize the more we do this, just how many bad ones are out there that are like really pieces of crap. So that's kind of part of the Cutting the Cult is like figuring out which ones are worthy of cult status and which ones deserve to be on the cutting room floor. And I'm going to say right off the bat, this one deserves to be on the cutting room floor, with the exception of Jason Alexander having a good breakout performance and a few cool kills towards the end. But it's just like, I think if there would have been a bit more of that third act, like maybe like another 20 minutes, this could have possibly gotten up to like, you know, a good level of like a movie that's worthy of the title of like a cult classic. But this one just missed the mark a bit for me. It just a little too crappy for my taste.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people love those B movie like slasher horror movies, and I'm like, I don't even know if this was considered a B movie. Like, I feel like a lot of other B movies are way better
for
than
sure.
this.
Now, if I had to pick better ones right off the bat, like let's go back to our NOX video clerk recommendations. I'm gonna go My Bloody Valentine beats the crap out of this.
100%.
My Bloody Valentine, going back to it, I feel like I gave it a little too low of a rating. Actually, going back to it and owning it now, like I think that was a 4 out of 5. Like it was like a really good, fun B movie slasher. I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
I think I sticked with the 4. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think for what it was, though, My Bloody Valentine, far superior. If we're going slashers of the time, Halloween 2, way better. Any of the Friday the 13th movies, better. I don't know. I feel like I need to watch more slashers from that era. But
That's what I've been doing a lot
Yeah.
more. Sleepaway Camp, I really enjoyed. You might be picky on that one.
I'll give it a chance.
Slumber Party Massacre, I enjoyed as well.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I think the guy, like the killer, has like a corkscrew or something weird.
And just going back to Cutting the Cults, though, even though it's not a slasher movie, I think Near Dark blows this out of the water.
Oh, dude,
Near Dark was
100%.
phenomenal.
Near Dark was fun.
Yeah, it was so good. So it's like, it's not that we're not horror fans. There's so many people that'll be, you know, harsh on us and be like, well, you're not a real horror fan if you don't, you know, love every single B movie slasher. No, a lot of them are pieces of crap. A lot of them are low budget, you know, attempts trying to, even the higher budget ones, they're trying to cash in on a trend. And you can just tell, man. And even the era and a good cast can't save it if it's just like this money grab piece of crap, you know? So yeah, this movie, 5 out of 5. But yeah, I mean, it was just weak, poor execution. And what's crazy about it too is looking at it like a camp setting like that. You've got, you know, a killer on the run. You've got kind of a creepy setting. Like they could have done so much more with it. I think they could have added another 20 minutes and made it like really scary.
Oh yeah,
But they just didn't.
Well, I think honestly, I don't think they need to add 20 minutes. I think they should have just got to the point earlier on in the film.
Yeah.
It just took way too long. I'm like, we get it. These boys are horny. They're crazy. They want to get these girls.
And then there was like the guy
That's established.
And there was like the guy that was like forcing himself on that chick the whole time. And he's like, come on, you're going to like it. What are you doing? Come on. You know, like,
and then he like,
the Saturday Night Fever guy.
yeah, the blonde hair guy.
Yeah, he was obnoxious.
he was
Then he's like, come on, let me give it to you. Let me
Trying to
give
make
it
him like a nice guy later on.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
And it was like, and even that whole scene there, that was kind of cool. Like it was cool, but then it was a missed opportunity. It was them like making love together, and then like him coming back and finding her. You know, like that. Spoiler alert. That could have been even creepier. Like that was like almost a cool, creepy scene, and then they kind of missed the mark on it too.
I would say that kill though, when they did kill him, that was like the one.
That was graphic.
He like lifted him up and like.
Yeah.
What do you call these scissors? I don't even know what they're called.
Like shears.
Shears, yes.
Like shears, gardening
so, like
shears.
him like grabbing him and shearing him through the tree. That was
one of the best kills. And then I think the canoe scene was one of the best.
Oh yeah,
that was the best.
He killed all of them.
Yeah, it was sick.
I think there was 10 kills total.
Yeah, and also I think the whole scene with them on the raft and like people seeing the dead bodies coming in, like that was pretty freaky. That was cool, but not enough to save this movie. So anyway, Kim, if you would be so kind as to pull this movie up so we could look at like the top 3 cast members. And I actually was super lazy on this one. I did not do traditional alternate casting, but I thought if I just look at them just off the top of my head, I'll start rattling some off from the era. So I'm going to say for Jason Alexander, I'm going to go Michael Richards.
I knew you were going to do that.
I'm going to go Michael Richards. But if I can't do Michael Richards, if I got to, I'll go Wayne Knight. Newman. What do you think?
I have my alternate cast.
Oh, you actually have the alternate cast?
I sent it to you. So
for the burning. Oh, that was.
I did it for both. It's on one.
You are a genius, man. You are a genius. Although it would be kind of cool to see Michael Richards in something serious. I might keep it, actually, off the top of my head.
Was he around that early on?
He was. Yeah, he was doing stuff early on, and he's a bit older than Jason Alexander, so, you know. But yeah, you read them off, and then I'll do some spontaneous
I only
ones.
did, like, literally a few.
Okay.
Jason Alexander, who played Dave, did Jon Favreau. I just feel like Jon Favreau younger kind of looked like him. So
for sure.
Just did that.
You're hung up on a clown from the 60s, man.
Living in the past, man. You hung up on some clown from the 60s, man.
Brian Matthews, who was Todd, he was one of the, I guess I want to say final girl, but final guy.
Sure.
Faced off, which was kind of, spoiler alert, man. He was one of the freaking campers that burned the main guy.
He was a douche.
Yeah,
He was a murderer.
He was asking for it.
I mean, he didn't die though, so I guess not.
No, he survived. I did Tom Berenger from Platoon.
Big fan.
Younger. I looked up a picture of him. I'm like, he could do it. He's I believe 4 years older than this guy, Brian Matthews.
Okay.
Then I did for Alfred, the creep, the little stalker, little peeping Tom.
Slow down, baby.
Huh?
Yeah.
Brian Backer. I did Matthew Broderick.
Oh.
I think it'd just be fun.
Ferris.
Yeah. Young too, because I think he would work, right?
He would, yeah, because he was like, I think maybe like 23, 24 when he did Ferris. So yeah,
because he was Alfred he wasn't a counselor. I think he was one of the kids, right? He's like one of the older kids.
Yeah. So Alfred was the one that was like the peeping Tom, right?
Yeah, he was the weirdo.
Yeah.
He survived too.
Yeah.
I really wanted him to get killed, but he survived.
That would have been a cool shower kill.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities that they
missed opportunities, guys. Yeah. Missed opportunities.
Leia Ayers, she was she didn't face him off, but she survived. She was the only girl I think survived. Her character was Michelle. I did Nancy Allen. She was in RoboCop.
Oh, very cool.
And I believe she was in like actually a few RoboCops.
Yeah, she was good. Good character.
Director, I did Joseph Zito. He did Friday the 13th, the final chapter, because that's one of the better ones with Corey Feldman.
Good shit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, these are going to be totally just off the cuff with me, totally improvised. So if I can't do a Seinfeld guy, if you want an actually serious one, I'll say Matt Dillon for Jason Alexander's character.
That would work.
Matt Dillon. Yeah. I would say for the kind of douchey guy with the blonde hair trying to force himself on the girls, I'm going to go for... let's do the dude from The Breakfast Club, the guy that has the fist up in the air at the end. Judge Nelson. Let's go.
Is it Judge Nelson?
Yeah, Judd Nelson or Judd Nelson?
Yeah.
Not you're thinking Judge Reinhold.
No, I was thinking Judge Reinhold.
I think Judd Nelson.
I think Judge Nelson.
Judd Nelson. That's who I would pick. And then for yeah, same wavelength. I got you. We communicate telepathically. Yeah. And then who is the third one? The peeping Tom guy?
Alfred.
I'm gonna go young Adam Sandler. I just wanted to look. Ooh,
the Sandman.
And then as far as director, let's go 1981. Shoot, I'll do. Oh man, let's see. Let's pull up 1981 movies. Yeah, fuck. I'll just say Wes Craven. Do Wes Craven.
That would work.
Yeah, we'll do Wes
Wes
Craven.
Craven never really did a he didn't do a slash. Well, not like a camping one, right? Like a cabin one or anything. Like
I don't think he did. No, not that I can think of. So yeah, I'll say Wes Craven just for the sake of it. And then for a writer, I'll do whoever wrote Friday the 13th. I don't know. I really don't care about this one. This movie sucked.
It was a flop.
Yeah, that's the best you're going to get from me on that one. As far as star rating on this one, like I said, love Jason Alexander, respect him eternally. He is one of my favorite actors because of Seinfeld, and I love his podcast, the Really No Really podcast. Go check it out. So no disrespect to Jason Alexander.
I don't think he cares
At all.
I don't think he's gonna
he
care.
probably doesn't give a fuck.
It's like his first movie.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows it's a piece of shit. So for me, this is a 1 out of 5. This is a 1 out of 5. I really did not enjoy this. I didn't hate it, but I was just like, this movie, like, what's the point of this even existing? So yeah, it's a 1 out of 5. It was a missed opportunity. I don't care about it.
Dang, that was pretty low.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that harsh, but I thought I was gonna be harsh. I mean, like my rating, I feel like is harsh 2.5.
You're being generous.
You think so? I don't know.
So what are you giving so many props for? Like,
Jason Alexander, I think the kills were great. I think the effects were great. I just go for like how it was made, and I like the setting, but the rest of it's just 2.5 is pretty low.
I'm sticking with 1 out of 5, guys.
It's pretty low.
I don't know, man. You look at it, I just feel like even with a low budget and a cast like that, you're just wasting everyone's time by not getting the kills going sooner. Like, it's inconsiderate to the audience. I don't know. And hey, if you really like this movie, that's cool. Your standards are incredibly low, but cool, whatever.
So I just want to hop in here real quick, guys.
Yes.
According to IMDb, it says here the composer was offered a percentage of profits that the film made, but he decided just to opt for a fee. The film ended up being the biggest grossing horror movie in Japan. So for how much you guys hated it, Japan really loved it.
Wow.
Well, a lot of people really love this movie.
You know what? That's cool, man. If you like it, and like I said, feel free to hate on me a little bit, but comment what you really liked about it, because I feel like I could understand the ending. I can understand some of the campy jokes and stuff, but there was a good 45 minutes of just like twiddling their thumbs and them trying to have sex with each other and just me looking at my watch. So I don't know, man. Like
this for me, I'm going to say is, let's imagine if A24 was out back then. This is an one of A24
it's just
films, slow burn.
It's like an X type movie.
It takes a while to get to the point.
Exactly.
That's what it is for me.
Exactly. Well, I don't have anything else to say about it. I think it was a one-time watch for me. Totally belongs on the cutting room floor. If this movie got lost to time, I would not care.
It's the second time I got a movie that I've got recommended, like, oh, you should totally buy, that I don't really enjoy. Second one, The Howling, and this now.
Yeah, so also...
In case, maybe I'll just fast forward to the kills.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's...
But yeah, I got to say, The Burning and The Howling, if you guys like those movies, what is the matter with you? All right, so let's get on to entertainment news. Yeah.
No more burning.
Yeah.
Joe Blow.
Joe Blow. Joe Blow. Joe Blow. Joe Blow.
All right, what we got going on here? So I see.
So, of course, the first one is R.I.P. Liam Payne.
Yeah, that was sad, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was never a big One Direction fan, but rest in peace to him, man. That's a bummer.
What's sad about it, because, like, he was our age.
He was our age, yeah.
1993.
Yeah, that's a huge bummer, man. It's sobering, man. When people your age or younger die, it's like, oh, shit. But, yeah, I mean... Nothing but, no disrespect to him at all, man, but just a sad situation and a tragic loss of life, So I don't really know what happened. He fell off a balcony, and you said there was potentially drugs involved, right?
Yep, there was a 911 call made to the police in Argentina, and apparently they warned him that they were worried something was happening. He was intoxicated and on drugs.
Crazy.
Wow. Are they the ones that sing, "Baby, you light up my life like nobody"? Or is that somebody else?
Yes, it is.
That's who they sang. Wow. That's a bummer, man. Well, he had a good run, and hopefully in his 31 years, he got to have some fun being a rock / pop star. But yeah, that sucks, man. That's a bummer.
R.I.P. All right, second one is Gun defends the crypto super pooch. Ooh, sorry.
All right. First thoughts right off the bat, James. What do you think about James Gunn doing this?
At first, I was kind of looking forward to it. I feel like he's throwing in a lot of things now, and now he's. I wanted like I just wanted to own Superman movie, and now I feel like he's trying to do a Justice League thing, and then throwing Crypto in there is kind of interesting. But it is a younger Superman, and I believe Crypto was with him when he was younger. So I mean, I don't know. I'm very indifferent with it. I just want to see a trailer. I want to see more. I want to see Metropolis just a little bit more. I don't know how I feel about the movie just yet.
Yeah, right off the bat, looking at that, like, it makes me cringe. Like, I don't like that. I don't like seeing Crypto. It looks like it's made for 5-year-olds. But that being said, maybe he's going for like a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe with like Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Like, maybe it'll be kind of fun like that, and you'll have Crypto the super dog, and they'll go for this 70s Super Friends wholesome vibe for families.
Well, I mean, that's what Superman's supposed to be. Like, Zack Snyder's the only one that made it really dark. Superman, like, think about the Christopher Reeve ones, like how like
they're pretty campy,
bright and campy and colorful. They are.
I would like to review those one day. I've never seen the Superman Christopher Reeve movies.
Really?
I've seen bits of the first one, but it's been such a long time. I would need to rewatch it.
They're good. I mean, going back to it, it's gonna be like,
oh, I'm sure,
the special effects, of course.
Yeah,
they're fun, and then they just came out with a documentary as well. For
it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
It looks good.
But this one, like I said, I can't totally knock it because like I haven't really seen a fun like approach to Superman done before. So who knows? It could be a blast. But looking at it just initially, it does kind of make me cringe. It looks a little stupid seeing crypto on there, but who knows? We'll see what happens. What I'd like to see with Superman, let me know if you guys would agree, if I haven't lost you after crapping on the burning and the howling. I think I'd like to see Superman like in the golden age. I'd like to see Superman like in the 1930s or 1940s, like when the comics first started.
Well, that's what I think they're doing.
Really?
Well, no. Well, like a modern take. Like Metropolis is like how it's supposed to look in the comics. From what I see from behind the scenes sets,
for sure,
it looks like it, but I don't think it's gonna be taking place in there. They're gonna do like I don't know what you would call it, like steampunky, but not.
I get you. I'd like to see it like fully back then, where it's like 1939 or something, and like he's like. Did you ever watch these old school cartoons that they did? They were like ones that they used to play in theaters back in the day, like I believe in the 1940s, and it was Superman, and they're like rotoscope, like these like really, I think that's the term. It's like these really detailed animations of Superman, like they look badass. And if you can find them, it'd be cool to add them. But they were like brilliant, and they did like a dozen of them, and they were super high quality. And there's ones where it's like Superman fights these giant robots, and he takes on a mad scientist, and he helps fight a dinosaur that gets unthawed, and like all this stuff, and like really well done. And I'd love to see like extravagant storytelling like that of Superman like in the 1940s, like flying around with his like just kind of old school reporter vibe and everything. I think that would have been really cool as Clark Kent.
I want to see Superman in the world of Seinfeld.
I would love to see that.
Oh wait, we did get something like that.
We did get that commercial. It was like, wasn't it like a Visa card or something?
Something like that. And it was cartoon Superman, which was kind of cool.
It was cool. But anyway, I think like those OG cartoons of like when Superman was new, like that era works the best for Superman. I think Superman is almost in a way kind of like Captain America, where like he's very much a product of his time, and if you bring him too much into the future, he doesn't work as well. That's why they need to make him like real serious and dark. Otherwise he's kind of goofy, you know what I mean? Superman's like a little goofy.
He is goofy, yeah.
And it's like I don't know, I just think he'd work better in the past. That's what I'm getting at.
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We're getting it whether we like it or not, but I do think Crypto does look a little silly. What else we got?
All right. Which one? Menendez Brothers or Sean William Scott?
Sean William Scott.
Cool. Saw Sean William Scott to play a lead role opposite Tim Allen and Kat Dennings in ABC comedy series Shifting Gears.
Whoa.
So is that like, because I see Kat Dennings in there, is that from the same writers of Two Broke Girls or anything like that?
Yep, same actress.
Oh, cool.
Same actress.
Well, same actress, I know, but is it the same creator?
Thor, Dollface. Actually, I'm not sure. It doesn't say it on here.
Well, that's cool. So it'll be nice to see them on a show together for 2 seasons, then it gets abruptly
I was
canceled.
Gonna say, yeah.
I
like Sean William Scott. I feel like he's he would make a good going back to like I think it's DC, Golden Boy. You have to look up that superhero. A lot of people have actually referenced like Sean William Scott should be Golden Boy.
Interesting.
If you can look up Golden Boy real quick, him.
If he was about 15 years younger, he would have been a really good Flash.
I think so too. He just has good quips.
He's really likable. Yeah, I've always liked him. Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Dude, where's my car?
Yeah,
Masterpiece.
and
American Pie.
Golden Boy DC. I thought it was Golden Boy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Golden Corral, maybe you're thinking of.
Is that what his name is?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. About
Anyway, but yeah, no, he's awesome. That looks like Kurt Cobain right there. Kurt Cobain.
wait, there it is. Yeah, I think so.
Funny pants. Funny pantalone.
He's supposed to be like a smart aleck, and Sean William Scott's really good at that.
Okay. Yeah, but no, I like
That
it.
guy from Fantastic Four. I don't know his name. I don't
Human
know.
Torch?
Torch.
Thank you. Yes.
There we go. But yeah, both those guys are awesome. Love Tim Allen, but it's kind of weird with sitcoms now. It's rare to see like a sitcom that really works these days. It's usually like they feel really, especially if it's on network TV, like they're really forced. You know, it just feels like the era for the sitcom has kind of died out, and they're just trying. You know, and it's really forced with the laugh
haven't
tracks.
even worked really well streaming.
No.
Like Netflix. Let's just say if that 90 show canceled already.
Yeah, they usually get about 2 seasons, 3 if they're lucky, and then they get cut.
And especially if that show lands on Fox, that's getting cut. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it is, but it's getting cut.
Wasn't he doing Last Man Standing for a long time, and then it like stopped, and then they went back for a few more seasons?
I think it was on a different network too.
Yeah,
They
Last
picked
Man
it.
Standing was decent. Like it wasn't as good as Home Improvement, but like it was.
I watched some of it. I couldn't really get into it.
It was okay. I'd give it like a, I don't know, a 3.2 out of 5. But Home Improvement was like a 5 out of 5. You
No
know,
one's only doing TV shows. Santa Claus TV show
Yeah.
as well. It just
I do love Tim Allen. Big fan of Tim Allen. Saw him do stand up a few years ago. He was freaking hilarious. Kind of surreal seeing him doing stand up because it was like someone you grew up watching on TV. You know.
do you have a bag of cocaine too?
He did, and he dressed like Santa the whole time, and he never acknowledged it. It was weird. He just, he went up there. But no, he's cool. But yeah, I like both those guys, but I give it 2 seasons at most.
Yeah.
Do we have a premise or anything like that, or?
Not on here.
Ooh, okay. James's favorite thing, impromptu, right off the bat. You got to come up with a premise for these two guys together on a TV show.
Tim Allen and Sean William Scott. All right.
Yeah.
So, and Kat Dennings. Okay, so Kat Dennings is Tim Allen's daughter.
Always.
And they haven't talked to each other for years, and she gets married, and Sean William Scott's the husband. And let's just say they'll be just competing for her love, basically. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Wow,
Try to make
okay.
something funny out of it. I don't know.
I'm going to do Sean William Scott does Ancestry.com, and he finds out his parents aren't actually his parents, and Tim Allen's his real dad, and he moves out to Alaska to move in with him, and he brings his wife, Kat Dennings. and Tim Allen owns a tackle bait shop.
He's always going to have some kind of story like that.
Of course. And yeah, I don't know. But
ready?
we'll see what happens. I give it 2 seasons.
You ready? Here's the
Ready.
premise.
Ready to rock and roll.
Matt, a headstrong widower, is the owner of a classic car workshop. When his separated daughter and teenage children arrive at his house, the real restoration begins. That's just a premise.
Sounds terrible. But no, I love those guys. We'll see what happens. Who knows? It could be a blast. I doubt it, but we'll see. But they're both great. Love them. All right. As far as other entertainment news, since we're doing Cutting the Cult, let's talk about Smile 2. Nicholson's son getting into acting finally, which is great.
What is his son's name?
Nicholson 2.
Nicholson. Oh.
I don't know his name. But I'm curious to see the spawn of Jack doing some stuff.
But I don't think he has a big role in it. I think he's just literally just in there briefly. Like,
Well, good for him, though. Good for him. Maybe it'll be a stepping stone. You know, he does that. And it's, of course, everyone's going to think of him as like a Nepo baby. So he'll have to prove himself just like Scott Eastwood. And hopefully, if he's got some acting chops, maybe he'll get a bigger role. And maybe in 3 to 5 years, he'll be a big name, you know?
like Schwarzenegger's son, too, because he was in the...
Joe Baena? Or
I think it was... Is it Patrick?
Oh, Patrick Schwarzenegger?
Maybe. I forget. It's the one he was in Gen V.
Yeah.
And he had a couple episodes, and he did fantastic in there.
He did fantastic.
He was done.
He did so good. Patrick, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
And then Joe Baena,
Yeah.
he's doing some stuff too. He's getting into acting.
Smaller roles, but
He's good.
eventually
He's-
they'll branch out and do something big.
Yeah, no small roles, only small actors. Anyway, but yeah, excited about it. I haven't watched the first Smile, so I don't know.
It's all right.
All right.
It gets better near the end. Like that's about it. But I think
Cool.
the premise is like it's an interesting premise. The advertisement's really cool.
Good dealio.
I mean, you look at sports games and stuff. They have people in the background smiling and stuff to advertise, like in the real world. Like,
That's cool.
It's interesting. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's cool. But the second one, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's for me.
Let's do one more. Let's do one more scary horror related news if we can, because Halloween's coming up. By the time this drops, Halloween's just around the corner.
It says horror.
Ooh, let's see what we
Got
got.
the job low, top left, movies horror. There you go.
There you go. Very cool. Very cool.
The Curse of the Necklace trailer. Anything you guys want me to click on?
Let's do Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, there's a Wolfman reboot. Oh, interesting.
Oh, Wolfman? Go down to that.
Let's do that.
Lee Wannell's Wolfman reboot has earned an R rating for violence and grisly images.
Goodness.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want some more. You know what I was thinking about with the movies, like the Universal Monsters? We can talk about this more on the next episode. But I love how The Mummy took The Mummy and then built like a story around it with all these other characters. I wish more monster movies would do that. Instead of focusing just on the guy who turns into the Wolfman, focus on like the people around them more, you know? But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue with the Wolfman.
It is getting...
That's it.
Sweet. Okay.
Said,
Leigh Whannell's directing it.
it says there's a reboot coming our way in January 17th of 2025.
I'm stoked. That's
Oh, never mind.
that's right around the corner.
That's literally in like 4 months.
I'm also stoked about Nosferatu.
I was until I saw. I was like, oh, it's Nepo again. It's literally all the cast members are very Nepo.
Well, you got Willem.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
But we got Lily Rose.
Oh, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Also, yeah. Yeah.
Johnny Depp's daughter is like the main person in there.
Yeah, Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah, so-
But nepotism, what do you do? But I mean, heck, you could even say that about The Wolfman, our next Cutting the Cult adventure. Nepo baby, you had Lon Chaney Jr. in there, and his dad is Lon Chaney. So maybe sometimes some good comes from it. Michael Douglas, Kurt Douglas. Come on. A little Nepo is okay once in a while, just a little Nepo. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the modern era.
I just feel like it's Hollywood.
Jack Nicholson, Ray Nicholson.
Well, I'm excited he's doing something, getting off my sofa. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for Cutting the Cult. Anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, movie-wise, no, but channel-wise, yes, absolutely. Guys, leave a comment. Give us some recommendations.
Definitely.
Because what we're finding is complete garbage lately.
Definitely. The best part of this channel is doing like movies that we love. Like when we go through the segment of like movies we love, like doing Small Soldiers and stuff, like that's the most fun. But some of these, like, these are my least favorite kind of movies, like this, House on Sorority Row, like movies like that, where it's just like The Howling. Sorry, I know you guys like jerking off to that one, but they're pieces of crap. They're pieces of crap. And a lot of these movies are just money grabs. And it's cool checking them out. Like fun seeing young Jason Alexander. There is a charm to some of these. But like I said, there's a big difference between a piece of trash like this and like My Bloody Valentine or Near Dark, which are like far superior.
Yeah.
So it is kind of fun sifting through the shit, but there is just a lot of shit to sift through. But anyway, that being said, be kind,
Rewind.
and subscribe. And also, The Burning and The Howling sucks. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Come on, take a look.